Welcome to Super Elite Entertainment. This show is brought to you by Perez Tire Center, located at 72 Knowlton Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Aces Bail Bond, Yasmin Khan, Quick Response 24/7, Easy Payment 203-257-6228. Ramirez Spanish Restaurant, specializing in seafood y churrasco. Spark City Smoke and Vape Shop, located at 815 Lafayette Boulevard in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Evolution Sports Bar and Cafe, located at 1279 North Avenue in Bridgeport. Miranda & Sons Automotive, specializing in brakes, electrical system, diagnostic check, full general auto repairs. Contact Louis Miranda at Miranda & Sons. And Bridgeport Auto Glass, 1227 Barnum Avenue in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Visit www.bridgeportautoglassshop.com. All right, you guys, welcome to Super Elite Entertainment. I'm your host, Jason Rodriguez. Really excited to be here broadcasting live from the greatest city in the state of Connecticut, Bridgeport. And we're broadcasting here from the Super Elite Entertainment studio, which is located in downtown Bridgeport. And I'm really excited because tonight, first of all, I need to apologize. We started a little bit late because we ran into some technical difficulties. So I need to apologize because for some reason we had some problem with the sound. But I want to thank the viewing audience, you guys that are watching, who immediately told me, hey, we can't hear you, we can't hear you. So hopefully you can hear me now, you can hear me clearly, and we'll be able to get on with the show. But tonight I'm really excited because I have Mr. 126th District, or should I call him Chocolate Thunder, here in the studio tonight, and we are going to have a blast. Chocolate Thunder, also known as State Representative Charlie Stallworth, is here in the studio. We're going to have a good time. But before we get started, I just want to thank each and every one of you that's listening to us on our podcast, whether it's Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Radio Republic. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Also, I want to give a big shout out to all of you essential workers who are out there working extremely hard on our behalf, especially during this pandemic where we are being afflicted by COVID-19. So again, if you're just tuning in, if you're just starting to watch, I'm the host of this show, and I'm going to kindly ask you to please press that share button and share this live broadcast into your timeline. Send it to someone, forward it to someone, let someone know that we are broadcasting from here in Bridgeport, Connecticut, one of the hottest shows on Facebook called Live with Jason Rodriguez, where we come to you each and every single week with influential people like Mr. Charlie Stallworth, who is here in the studio tonight. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when I come back, we will get started with Mr. Charlie Stallworth. We'll be right back momentarily, you guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties we were having.
Evolution Sport Bar Café, el mejor ambiente de Bridgeport, Connecticut, presenta Jueves de Karaoke y Happy Hour.
Estoy enamorado de una mala.
Viernes de Ladies Night, donde las damas entran gratis la noche entera.
¡Qué chévere!
Sábado de Fusion Day. Y los domingos son de rumba, con especial toda la noche. Además, todos los días mezclando en vivo los DJ más duros, con los mejores especiales en bebidas y aperitivos. Muévete al lugar donde se vive la noche. Evolution Sport Bar Café, 1279 North Avenue, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Reservas al 203-908-158.
All right, you guys, and welcome back to Live with Jason Rodriguez. I'm the host of the show, and if you're just tuning in for the first time, I want to welcome you. In case if you don't know, this show has been created for you, the people of the community. This is a community platform where we bring in influential people. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Jehovah's Witness, whether you're a Protestant, a Catholic. It doesn't matter if you're a physician, a doctor. We want to feature you on this show. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And also visit our website at www.supereliteentertainment.com and reach out to us. Send us your information. We would love to bring you here onto the show. But if you're starting to watch right now, I just want to let you know that we have Mr. no other than Chocolate Thunder. He is a pastor, a leader, an influencer, a motivator, and we are honored to have him here in the studio with us tonight. Without further ado, you guys, I want to present to you Mr. Charlie Stallworth.
Jason, it is so good to be here tonight and share with you. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Absolutely, man. So how's everything, Charlie?
Everything is well. I can't complain. Life is good. You know, you meet challenges, you meet opportunities, and you just keep pressing forward.
Absolutely, man. So I know we're going to have a good time tonight because I've been around you several times before, and I know that you a talker. And I know you a talker because you a pastor.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you a pastor, you a communicator. And you someone that like to speak.
Yes, that's part of the process.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So my first question for you, right off the rip, Chocolate Thunder.
Well, you know,
Tell us about it.
I was out walking one day, trying to lose a few pounds, as I probably need to do, and I'm thinking, how can I motivate myself? And I have no idea how I came up with the name, but I just that day started calling myself Chocolate Thunder.
that you know what? But I like it though.
It's like a self-motivator.
Yeah, no, I like it. Chocolate Thunder.
Yes.
So tell us about Chocolate Thunder. Tell us about who you are as a person, and we'll jump into all the other areas that we're going to cover tonight. But just a brief introduction of yourself.
Okay. Product of the South. I was born in the great state of Alabama. You know, Alabama football, everyone talks about it. But product of the South, one of 7 kids, the baby. Grew up with parents who were very involved. My mother was a hairdresser. I can't believe it now, but she received like $2.50 per hairdo. I know she would wake up now and go, wow, I can be rich. My father retired from the military, was involved on the tail end of the civil rights movement, and just instilled in me an opportunity and a desire to help people.
That's awesome. And you have so many unique qualities. And of course, you know, I do my research on every person that comes into the studio, and I try to get to gain an understanding of them. But when I was doing some research on you, I was like, man, he wears a lot of hats. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you're a state rep. You represent the 126th district of the city of Bridgeport, correct?
Yes, correct.
You're a pastor.
Yes.
You're a reverend.
Yes.
You're also a professor.
Yes.
At, I believe, Hartford Seminary.
Hartford Seminary, yes.
So, I mean, how do you balance all of that? Because, you know, they say you should never mix politics with religion.
Right.
So how do you balance that and keep the balance?
Yeah. You know, I've been fortunate. I have a great group of people around me. In the church, we have an awesome staff who they work hard. They keep the church going. You know, I do all of the preaching, most of the teaching, the casting vision, but they create that staff support, which really helps me to do what I do. I've never seen a separation of quote unquote politics and religion. I understand the separation of church and state, but I've not seen it because I was born into a situation and I live in a situation in which I cannot exclude one because of the other.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's just jump right into your faith. I would like to start off there because I know you're a man of faith. Mm-hmm. And of course you're a man of faith because you're a pastor. I believe it's East End Baptist Church.
Yes, East End Baptist.
You know, which is right here in the city of Bridgeport.
Yes, yes.
Oh, you've been there for quite some years now.
Yes, 15 years.
15 long years.
Yes, yes.
So, you know, you jumped behind the pulpit. I read somewhere when you were about 16 years old.
16.
So I'm going to assume that you was raised in the gospel.
Yes.
So what motivated you to discover, you know what? I want to preach.
Yes.
And not only do I want to preach, but I feel I have the ability to preach. And I understand it's not your ability, it's the Spirit of God's ability.
Right.
But what made you discover the fact that this is my calling, this is what I want to do?
Right. You know, I was raised in the church. My mother was very active. My father was not as active, but he was yet active in church. And for me, it was more of a desire, just a burning desire to share the word of God. I know some people have these amazing stories of how they saw the heavens open, they saw fire. I didn't see any of that. But what I had at that time at 16, I still have today, which is just a desire to share the word of God with people.
That's awesome, man, because you started at age 16. So you've been going 40 years.
40 years.
Strong.
40 years this year.
Proclaiming the gospel, proclaiming the truth.
Yes. Yes.
You know, so I think that's awesome. So tell us about your church, since we're on that subject.
Yes.
East End Baptist Church.
East End Baptist Church, located in the East End of Bridgeport. Church with a long history of involvement in the city. Church with a long history of really having a holistic ministry, a very diverse ministry. I'm excited to be there. They work in partnership. We work in partnership together. Everything from youth programs to feeding the hungry to just making a difference. We're not trying to, quote unquote, get you a ticket to go to heaven. When you die, it's going to take care of itself. But we want to help you in the process of dealing with life as it comes today.
That's awesome, man, because, you know, at first when we started communicating and we were planning on getting you here on the hot seat, which I call the hot seat.
It's the hot seat.
It get hot because it get all the lights on us, you know. But, you know, I was like, okay, you know, Charlie Stallworth, state representative. I don't know politics like that, but I'll give it a shot. You know, we'll try to talk some politics. But then, like I said, I discovered that you was a pastor, and I was encouraged by that, because there's not too many state representatives out there who also represent God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. So I just love the fact that you stand on both sides of the road. And, you know, you're just out there standing in the gap for the community, man. So when I mention the community, what does the community that you represent, the 126th district, mean to you? It's
the north end of Bridgeport. It's extended family to me. You know, when I go and knock on people's doors, their concerns are my concerns. My concerns to some degree of their concerns. So for me, it represents extended family. That I'm not just representing constituents, but I'm representing my grandmother, my mother, my father, my sister and brother. So it's extended family. I always said to my constituents, if I don't do what you want me to do, you know where I live. You can knock on my door. So it's extended family for me.
That's right. And that's the other unique thing about being in politics, is that you really can't hide.
You can't hide.
Because all your information is online.
Yes.
Your address, your phone number. I mean, so, but that comes with the sign up.
Right.
You know what you're walking into.
Right.
And in your case, I mean, you got people calling you for political reasons, and then you got people from the congregation calling you for spiritual reasons.
Right.
So, you know, I'm just baffled at the fact you must stay busy.
I stay busy. I love staying busy. I love meeting people to help them, you know, grow to the best of what they can be. So for me, it is not so much a task or, you know, oh, somebody's calling me again. There's no like, hey, somebody's calling me again. How can, you know, we work together to make life better?
Yeah. So let's talk about you as a state representative. I know you're up there working jointly with a bunch of good brothers. That are personal friends of ours. Chris Rosario. Antonio Felipe. And by the way, big congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you
so
much.
Because you just retained your current seat where you went up against Tony Barr.
Tony Barr.
Tony Barr. Good brother.
Good
From
brother.
right here in the city of Bridgeport. I mean, you and him were going, you know, toe to toe. It's like a fight. You know, toe to toe, throwing some jabs and this and that. But you know, big congratulations, because last week I believe was the election.
It was
election.
Right.
You captured the victory.
Right.
Antonio Felipe.
Yes.
Chris Rosario.
Yes.
And so many other you guys retained your seats. So, you know, big congratulations. But I know you're up there working with all these guys extremely hard. So how important is it for you as a state rep to be the voice for the people who can't speak for themselves?
Right. And just first, if I could just congratulate my brother, Tony Barr. I respect him as a king and as a brother. He put forth a great battle. You know, he brings a different kind of fight, but we're all different. And so I just want to salute him and shout out to him for the race he ran. And I say, you know, congratulations to him and whatever life has for him in the future. But I think one thing is great as we work together as brothers, and we have Senator Moore as sister as well.
Let's get it right.
All working together. And what I love about our delegation is that we work together. You know, for a long time there was some talk about the delegation from Bridgeport was not together as one. But now we get together, we have differences, we work them out. We work them out and we work together as one. So I'm excited to be working with them.
No, and that's awesome, man, because, you know, lately I've been finding myself in the mix, hanging around with a bunch of you guys. And I noticed that even though you guys may disagree on certain things, you might disagree on a certain bill, whatever the case may be, but when you come together, I noticed that it's like a family.
Right.
I mean, all of you just love being around each other. You know, so how do you make that happen? Because you could be up there at the Capitol looking at each other with blood in your mouth, but then when we come back home, it's like, hey, brother, we're family all over again.
Right, and we like hanging out with you because you're a good guy to hang out with. But I think the thing that has developed with us, because relationships develop over time, that we've been there for a while, a time to process, and we know how to openly communicate, to say, this is what I don't like about this bill, or this is what I do like about this bill, or how can we compromise to make this bill better? So, respecting the other person's opinion.
Absolutely. So, like I said, I'm jumping all over the place. I'm hitting you with a bunch of questions at 100,000 miles an hour. So, and you're doing an outstanding job.
Thank
and I'm
you.
sure that the people are watching are saying, okay, Mr. Charlie came ready. Mr. Charlie came ready.
It's good to be here. I'm just feeding off of you.
So, let's jump into one of the other big subjects that are affecting our community right now. BLM, Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
George Floyd. We got the coronavirus pandemic.
Yes.
But George Floyd has become a pandemic in himself because it has stirred up a lot of change within our community and a lot of change within lives and in our mindsets on how we feel about certain people of color.
Right.
So, in regards to Black Lives Matter, what is your response, your approach?
Yes. I always try to put this in context because I think many times we enter the conversation without context. For many people, Black Lives Matter became a subject when they saw George Floyd. But for the rest of us, we have seen a lot of George Floyds. This is not our first time seeing a George Floyd. So we're fighting hard, but we're also fighting with that tension that says, I'm grateful that someone had a cell phone that had a camera, but we've been fighting this fight for a long time. I remember when I was in seminary and someone stole my car. I always tell this story. Someone stole my car and I called to make a police report. The police officer showed up and accused me of stealing my own car. Why would I do that? My son, when he was in high school, my son and his friends were pulled over and the cops drew guns on them because allegedly they had been accused of throwing eggs. Throwing eggs, you draw guns. And so when I was a kid growing up in small town Alabama, an African-American guy was shot by a cop. So for me, I've been seeing George Floyd for a long time, not to diminish this incident, but we've been seeing it for a long time. So for me, I have the passion and the belief to say we have to come together because at this particular time, black and brown people, they are the ones who are burning on the street. So we have to make sure that we get them out.
Yeah.
Not that others don't matter, but here is the urgency of the moment right now.
So basically what it comes down to is, people are just tired.
Yes.
People are upset. People are angry. They're taken to the streets. Some are protesting the right way, and others are protesting the wrong way, causing destruction and violence and havoc throughout the street. And I get it. Everyone is just pissed off. Everyone is upset. And I'm gonna keep it real. I can say what I want to say on this platform because I'm not obligated by any rules and regulations. All right. So I'm not gonna cuss though. But
Billy Graham said there's a space for a word like that.
But people are tired and people are upset. But when you look at our own little city right here in Bridgeport, Connecticut, the 126th district, which you represent, for example, when you look at our police department, Bridgeport PD, would you say that our police department is in a good place? Are we in a healthy state, or can we do better?
I think we have to do better, and I think we're in a place of opportunity if we use it. We have legislation that speaks of the city police department being a reflection of the population. And I think the police department should be a reflection of the population, because I'm not against Greenwich or Wilton, any of those cities, but if you live there and you are already intimidated by me before you get here, chances are you losing your cool is much higher. So I think we have to have a difference in our own city. People talking about there are a few bad apples. I'm like a comedian. We can't have any bad apples. So we have to make hard. Bridgeport has to do better.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So when we look at, I just had that question in my head and it just went away. But anyhow, it'll come back to me. But let's jump into another area.
Okay.
Statues. Christopher Columbus statue, which was removed out of Seaside Park in Bridgeport. People are destroying statues all over the world, if you want to say.
Right.
What is your take on that?
I think there's a place for them that's probably in a museum. Because they were put up as symbolic reasons to reinforce racism. We have been aware for a long time. Columbus, how do you discover something where people are already
it already been here.
Yeah.
It already been here.
And so now I believe to try to just go ahead and place it back up creates a greater problem than the first time. A museum, I think, would be an awesome place. But we have to have a place where we don't have these symbols of people who did awful things. And yet we try to rewrite history
Yeah.
and make it in such a different way.
So if it was your decision to determine what statue is going to replace Christopher Columbus statue at Seaside Park, which is a beautiful gym in the city of Bridgeport,
Right,
Connecticut,
right.
what would you say would be the best fitting statue to put there?
Yeah, for me, it wouldn't so much be a particular statue. It would be some kind of maybe a mural or some kind of symbolism to say Bridgeport is one. Bridgeport is one of the few majority cities. And so whatever that goes there needs to be a reflection of that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's continue on with the same subject. Black Lives Matter. One of the things they want to see changed is police departments to be defunded. Some of that has taken effect.
Right.
There's some bills that have been passed. I believe you were a part of maybe
Right.
one or two of them.
Yes.
So how do you believe those bills are going to affect our local police departments here in Connecticut, especially
Right.
in Bridgeport?
Right. The Bridgeport Police Department has a major budget, and I believe up to 25% of that budget needs to be redirected toward education. Because a lot of crimes or a lot of bad decisions we can kind of counteract if we can have the social programs that will help kids. I mean, if a kid comes home from school, parents are working, not that the parents don't want to be there, but the parents have to work. Kid doesn't have anything to do. The kid connects with bad company, then some trouble happens. Well, we can create programs with some of that funding.
Absolutely, and I agree with you 110%. And with that said, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break, all right?
All right.
So for you guys that are watching, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break. If you haven't shared this broadcast into your timeline, please click that share button and share it right now. When I come back, I will continue on my conversation with Chocolate Thunder State Rep Charlie Stallworth, who is here in the studio. We'll be right back momentarily, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, welcome to Aces Bail Bonds.
Do you need information regarding bail bonds and the bail bond process? Contact us at Aces Bail Bonds, where we are happy to give you a free bail consultation. You are in capable hands with our reputable agency. For fast, reliable bail bond service, get out of jail fast with Aces Bail Bonds. You can save time and money by calling ahead. We'll have the forms ready for you, with everything handled privately, discreetly, and confidentially at our office. For fast, reliable bail bond service, call Aces Bail Bonds now.
Welcome to Ramirez Restaurant.
All right, you guys, and welcome back to Live with Jason Rodriguez. I'm your host, and I have Chocolate Thunder here in the studio with me, State Rep Charlie Stallworth.
Good to be here.
All right, man. So what do you think so far?
Hey, Doc, Jason, you're a great guy. You have a wonderful show. You have an amazing studio. I'm just delighted to be here.
Thank you, Charlie. I truly appreciate that, man. And I'm delighted to have you here as well. And just keep in mind, you're welcomed here anytime.
Thank you.
All right. This is your platform as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So let's continue on with our conversation. We just finished up talking about Black Lives Matter. We talked about the Christopher Columbus statue removal. And we talked about defunding our police departments. So I want to go back into history a little bit, not too far back. But in 2019, you ran for mayor of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yes.
What was that all about? I mean, was that something personal that maybe you felt towards Joe Ganim? Because I believe at one time you guys were close.
Yes.
You guys were tight, and I think you had a fallout with each other. So was that something personal, or what was that all about?
Yeah, I think Mayor Ganim, Joe and I are friends now.
Okay.
We have a difference of opinions on some items. Not that my ideas are right, his ideas are wrong, but just a difference of opinion. And at that time, I thought I could give some leadership to the city. I was not able to raise the funds necessary, and so I didn't want to just continue to just muddy the waters. And so I backed out of the race. But I thought that I had a lot to contribute, and I thought I could be of assistance at that particular time. So it's not personal in any way.
All right, perfect.
Yeah,
I just had to ask.
Yeah, oh, absolutely,
I mean, when you're in media,
Yeah.
you got to ask those questions.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think anyone who's running because of a personal personal reason is running for the wrong reason. If I just want to get back at you, so I'm running, I think that's just the wrong reason.
Definitely, because you should be running to represent your constituents, the people of the city that you're trying to lead.
Right.
So I agree with you 110% on that. So let's talk about some of your greatest regrets. All right. So if I was to ask you, give me 2 of your greatest regrets when you look back over your life, what would that be?
I think my greatest regret as I look back over my life is that I wasted so much time getting started, picking, the direction that I wanted to go in. When I first finished high school, I thought I wanted to be a physician. So I went to college trying to pursue a position. And it was only later that I say, oh my goodness, I didn't pursue that, and I decided to pursue something else. That wasted, many years. Now, I think my second regret is for every opportunity that I did not have the chance to reconnect with someone, or a constituent called me and I was not able to deliver. And I think that's my second greatest regret.
Awesome. So again, for the people that's watching, if you don't know who this gentleman is right here, he goes by the name of Chocolate Thunder. Also, he's the representative of the 126th district of the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Mr. Charlie Stallworth is here on the hot seat tonight. I'm excited to have you here, man.
It's good to be here.
You're a great man of influence. People know you all over the state. Forget about the city of Bridgeport. And as far as Alabama, where you're from, that's when you first stood behind the pulpit at the age of 16 and started preaching the gospel to masses of people. And you're still doing it 40 years later.
40 years later.
And what I wanted to do, Charlie, is I wanted to show a quick clip.
Okay.
As we could continue talking, but this is you just the other day, right in your congregation.
Okay.
And we can't walk without you. You're singing right there. That's you singing. And I had to show that really quick. You there in your congregation, and I was watching actually that day. I was watching you, and I said, "Go ahead, Charlie." Man, you were just laying down the law. Preaching love, preaching passion, preaching kindness. And if I should say anything, I could tell that preaching is one of your greatest passions.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Once my sermon is over, I start digesting and thinking what the next sermon is going to be about.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So when you preach and you get done, you ever have those moments where you say to yourself, I'm just being realistic, you ever say to yourself, I did terrible tonight?
Probably about 99.9%.
Like I missed the mark.
Yeah, it is a constant struggle that you sit down and go like, wow, I could have done better. Why not read one more book, or why not study 5 more minutes? It's constant.
Yeah,
it's constant. I don't ever sit down and go like, wow, that was wonderful. But I always sit down and go, I have to do better.
Well, you know what? I think that's a good characteristic or a good trait, because when you feel that way, I was told that when you feel that way, that's when you know it's not you that's doing it, but it's the Spirit of God.
Right.
Because you don't want to depend on yourself.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, so let's continue on. I'm thinking about all these different questions that I have for you, man, and I'm going in so many different directions. Yes. But listen, you guys, if you want some information on Charlie Stallworth, and I'm going to put it up on the screen right now, Charlie, people can visit your website right there at
Charlie Stallworth at cga.ct.gov.
Yeah.
Yes, so right in the upper right hand corner.
So if they want to reach out to you, all your information is on the website.
Yes.
Even like you said, your personal address is on there.
Yes.
Your personal phone number is on there. So you're not hard to reach.
No, not at all.
And neither can you hide.
Not at all. I go walk in the neighborhood. I stand tall in some of the trees.
So let's continue on. Okay. I seen a video the other day. And I love this. When I seen this video, I said, you know what? I like this, man, because sometimes you look at a person who's a pastor, state representative, state senator, whatever, and they walk around dignified. Sometimes they walk with their head up, unapproachable. It's just hard to communicate with them. Right. But I seen the video you put up the other day, and I was like, you know what? That's what it's all about. And I'm going to show the viewing audience right now really quick. Right. You ready for this?
Okay. I think I'm ready.
Here you go. And I love when I seen this video. Here we go.
So you back. I'm a sassy, moody, nasty, acting stupid. What's happening? I'm a savage. Time with the dollar sign, money for my mind.
That's it.
That's awesome. You see, now that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being
Right.
being approachable, just being yourself,
Right.
being free.
Right.
You know, you're not too spiritual where you can't bust a move.
Right.
You know, you're not too dignified where you can't just enjoy yourself in the company of others.
Absolutely.
So, tell us about it.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to give a shout out to you covered with that video. I know what to expect. So it's good to see. But a shout out to Tony. That's Tony's my campaign manager. There's Jesse. Kirk was the other. But that's Jesse. I call Jesse my vice president, my vice state representative. So he was there. Kay and the other young lady who's dancing. You know, I think sometimes we can become so quote unquote religious that we can miss life. I don't think God is sitting in heaven going, "Oh my goodness, did he just say a bad word?" Or like, "Oh my goodness, did she just miss the mark?" But I think life and everything was given to us to enjoy and just have a wonderful time. So it was nice out there trying to dance.
You know what? And I love the way you said that, man,
Yes.
because a lot of people, religious people of faith who go to church, you know, sometimes they feel like they can't do certain things, like I can't shave my legs.
Right.
Or I can't wear a skirt, and if I do
Right.
wear it, it has to be down to my ankles.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it. I mean, you don't want to go to church dressing like a tramp. You know what I mean?
Right.
And making the young brothers in the church backslide. But you know, I just love that approach about you, man. Is that, and I've been around you, you know, out of the environment, out of all
Right.
the you know, professionalism.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? Charlie's a cool cat, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know, I like telling people, you know, I like to hang out. I like to entertain. I like to have friends. And I tell people, you know, if you can't take me, it's okay. But I'm not going to change just because you're at the dinner table tonight.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. So you know what, Charlie? There's something else that I wanted to throw out there. I read somewhere in your Facebook where a long time ago there was a guidance counselor who told you that you couldn't go to college.
Yes.
You know, and when I read that hit me, because it reminded me when I was coming up, I was trying to do some things. I was trying to get, you know, a little education.
Yes, yes.
And
yes.
I was told, I was trying to get a CDL.
Okay.
And I was told by the trucking company, you can't do this.
Right.
And they gave me 110 different reasons as to why. And I believed it.
Right.
And I never followed through with it.
Right.
I do have a CDL today.
Oh,
but
congratulations.
I never followed through with
Okay.
it. So, you know, my question to you is, what was your response when someone told you that?
When I was in high school, actually, when it happened, I was in high school and everybody was preparing to go to college. And I went to my counselor and asked for some help. And she basically said, you're not college material. Now, probably 75 people in my high school class. I was probably number 73 on the academic list, which she probably had some good evidence to support that. But she said, you know, that I was not college material. But because of what my father and my mother had instilled in me, it went just straight over my head. So if you don't want to help me, I'll do it my doggone self.
That's
You
right.
know, I do it myself if you don't want to help. It was hurtful. But my mother and father had instilled so much in me that you can do whatever you want to do in life. And so when people don't help you, just move on to the next step that's necessary to do it.
And I love that, man, because, you know, as I was doing some research on you, you have been attended and graduated from some of the greatest colleges
Thank you.
in the U.S. You know, I believe you have like 2 masters.
Yes.
You have a doctorate.
Yes.
I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Just been fortunate. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I just like to keep working hard. But what is so fascinating about that counselor story is that many years later, the principal of the school wanted me to come back and speak to the graduating class. And he asked that counselor to call me and invite me.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Talk about getting
Yes.
slapped across the face,
Yes.
right?
Yes, exactly, yes.
That's awesome, man. So what we're going to do is we're going to take another break. All right,
Okay,
Charlie?
okay.
All right, so you guys that are watching right now, don't go anywhere. We're going to take another commercial break. We're going to pay some bills. When we come back, we'll continue on with our conversation with Mr. Chocolate Thunder. Yes, he is here in the studio on the hot seat. We'll be right back momentarily. Don't go anywhere, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Spark City Smoke and Vape, located at 815 Lafayette Boulevard, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
All right, you guys, and welcome back to Life with Jason Rodriguez. Again, I'm your host of this show. We're having a blast here in the studio with Chocolate Thunder State Representative Charlie Stallworth here in the studio. All right, Charlie, we're back.
Okay, awesome.
All right, so how you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
We got a good vibe
You're a wonderful
going.
host, yes.
We got a good flow going.
Yes.
And we've been talking about everything.
Yes.
I think this is the first show I've done where we're talking about politics and religion. You know?
Yeah.
They say don't mix the two,
Yeah.
but we mixed it all up today.
All of them together.
Yeah, we mixed it all up today. So, Charlie, we're getting to the point of the show, man, where we're starting to wind down.
Okay.
All right? So, one of the things that I like to do on this show, especially for the viewing audience, and there's a good amount of people that's watching right now, and we're not only live on Facebook, we're live on Periscope, on Twitch, on YouTube, we're live on our website. And what I like to do is, especially when I have someone of faith here,
Okay.
if I was to give you an opportunity to speak directly into the hearts and to the minds of the people that's watching right now, because somebody might be going through the fire.
Right.
Somebody might be on the edge, ready to jump over.
Right.
If you were to speak to them, your final words right now, what would that word be into that camera?
My final words would be life is challenging, but don't give up on today because you don't know the possibility of tomorrow. That there's a divine presence behind the scene that is often working and working hard to make things work out for you. And many times we get concerned and upset because people don't help us. Sometimes simply it's not their opportunity, it's not their chance to help us. But things will work out. Hold on and stay strong.
Excellent. That's awesome. Well said.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that someone that's watching right now is taking it in. Is going to apply it to their lives and it's going to help somebody. What you said is going to help somebody. It's going to bless somebody's socks off. That's the way I'm going to put it.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
But before we jump into what I call the shotgun questions momentarily, I have one more question for you that I wrote down on here.
Okay.
Do you believe God has a role in politics here on earth? And I think that's a really good question for you.
Yes, I think that's a great question. And my answer is absolutely. Absolutely. Because we live in this society, because we encounter the systems that we encounter, God does not see me in different compartments. You know, a political compartment, a religious compartment. But God sees the sum total of who I am and the sum total of who people are. So I think God has indeed a divine role. You know, I tell people, no one sent me to Harvard to be their pastor, but I am informed by my faith. And my faith informs me to love everybody, to include everybody, and to make sure everyone has a fair opportunity.
Excellent, excellent. And for the people that don't know, last week you captured your seat all over again.
Won the primary, looking forward for the general election. So,
that's right.
Yes.
I mean, 126th district.
Yes.
Is definitely yours, and it's been yours for quite some time now.
Thank you.
And you know, things are looking in your favor. And the thing is that when you walk with God, God gives you favor.
Yes.
And you know, I truly believe the favor of God is on you.
Yes. Thank you.
And you know, I just like the way you are. You're not a judgmental person. You know, if you see me out doing something wrong, you ain't one of those that's gonna come and judge me.
No.
You rather come and sit with me,
right,
and fellowship with me,
right,
and break bread,
right.
And I like that about you.
Thank you.
You know, so don't ever change that.
I won't. Okay.
Charlie, I meant to call you Charlie. Don't ever change that.
Okay. All right. That's good.
All right.
Okay.
So, final question.
Okay.
In your next term, what can we expect out of you?
That's a great question. And I think there are a couple of things you can expect. One issue that we really have a major problem with in the North End is flooding. And so we have to figure out how we can pull the federal government in, how we can pull in the city government and the state. Because otherwise we have people's homes in the North End that are troubled in major ways because of flooding. We have to continue to focus on education. That may mean reallocating some funds from different places for education, and we have to keep fighting for social justice, whether it's the police bill that we have to keep fighting on or the criminal reform we have to keep fighting for.
Excellent. Well said.
Thank you.
Well said. And here you go, you guys. I mean, Mr. Charlie Stallworth, Chocolate Thunder, self-motivator, influencer. And you know what? Before we go into the shotgun questions, and I looked that way and I seen your book sitting over there.
Yes.
Because I want the people to know that you have a book which is available on Amazon.
Yes.
And I believe the book costs $12.99.
Okay. Yes.
And I believe it's called Before. What was it?
But before you give up, consider
these things.
Yes.
And I wish that you weren't mic'd up right now where you can grab the book, but that's all right. But because all the information will be on the live feed after the fact.
Okay.
But your book is available on Amazon.
Oh, double on Amazon.
Tell us about that book really quick.
You know, I was looking for, I hear people all the time, and I try to make this brief. I hear people all the time go like, okay, I wake up every morning, I take an hour to pray, and I take an hour to meditate, and I go like, wow, I must be missing the mark. So I need something that's concise, maybe a 15-minute meditation that I couldn't find it. So I wrote a meditation book myself that's based on 15 minutes of reflection, of reading, and a prayer.
So, I love something you just said, where you felt you were missing the mark because you hear people saying, I was in prayer for 3 hours. I've been fasting for 7 days.
Yes.
I didn't even drink any water.
Right.
I mean, is that, okay, I get it. Some people go to the extreme.
Yeah.
But do you believe that God is impressed by that?
Yeah. I don't think God is impressed with any of our religious activities. If you want to impress God, go out on the street and find somebody who's hungry and feed them.
Wow.
If you want to impress God.
Wow. That's powerful. I didn't expect that response from you, man.
Yes. If
That's
you want
awesome.
to impress God, do that.
Awesome, man. So, anything you want to say before we jump into the chocolate questions?
Just thank you so much for the invitation to be here. This is one of the best kept secrets. I know a lot of people know about it, but more should know about it. This is awesome, and you are great. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, brother, and I truly appreciate it. And again, this platform is always available for you.
Thank you.
Whenever if you have something going on, something coming up, an event, you can always come here. We can talk
Awesome.
about it. You can announce it. You can send me, your flyer. We'll put it up on the website.
Awesome.
That's why we created Super Elite Entertainment, because it's a community platform for people like you and me to utilize for our benefit.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you so much. Great being here.
Excellent.
Okay.
So here we go with the shotgun question.
All right, here we go. Yes.
All
okay.
right. All right. What's your favorite song?
Steady Love by NDRE. It's not a church song.
That's all right.
Okay.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You know how to sing, it's the question.
No.
Well, you were singing.
I just ad-lib enough to blend. Yes.
All right. What's your favorite movie?
Apollo 13.
Oh, yeah.
Apollo. I've watched it probably 300 times.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
You know what mine's is?
What's that?
Scarface. Probably watched it 1,000 times.
Okay. You got me beat on that.
Favorite food?
Seafood. Anything out to sea.
Anything out to sea.
Anything out to sea. Squid, lobster, anything out to sea.
Anything that's in the water?
Yes.
Ooh. You like eel?
I like eel. Love eel.
Really?
Yes.
Ugh. I got to pass on that.
They cook it about 4 or 5 seconds.
I remember back then I was fishing at Seaside Park and something caught my hook and it was coming out heavy. I thought it was a big fish.
Yeah.
It was a big eel.
Wow.
I dropped the whole pole and ran.
Wow.
What's your favorite sport?
Actually, football. I was never good at football. I played a little basketball because of my height, but football is my favorite sport.
Okay, and what team is that?
Well, I don't have a favorite team. Here's why I don't have a favorite team. My Sundays are kind of time constraints, and most of the games on Sunday.
So watch whatever.
I watch whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it was watching Redskins for a long time, but they invested in losing for a long time.
Yeah.
So I really don't have a favorite team right now.
Well, didn't they just change their name? No longer Redskins.
No longer Redskins. You're
Yeah.
right. Thank you. Yeah.
What's
you're
the
right.
new name?
I do not recall what the new name is.
I don't think they announced it yet,
Yeah,
but it's in the works though.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite car?
Audi. I don't drive an Audi right now, but I had one once upon a time.
A4, A6?
A7. A8. A8L.
Oh, okay, so that's the big boy.
Yes, big boy. That's a big boy. It's not what I drive now, but once upon a time.
Yeah. Favorite thing you like to read besides the Bible?
Oh, I love to read books on leadership. I'm reading one now on Crucial Conversations by Patterson and a lot of other authors.
Okay.
Of how to have difficult conversations.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's awesome because, you're a leader and you're reading about leadership.
Right.
So that's self-help. You're enhancing your leadership abilities.
Right.
So, I don't know. I'm just speaking. But anyhow, let's keep going.
Okay, all right, good.
I'm about to get real theological.
Okay, all right.
I'm just joking.
Okay.
He's a theologian, by the way, just to let you guys know. What's the favorite thing you like to do?
Oh, probably just sit and relax. Just sit and relax. A moment of nothingness.
Yeah.
Just to sit and to relax and try to make meaning of this thing we call life, and which empowers me to do good. As I mentioned, if I can go out and help somebody, that's like the joy of my day.
Absolutely. Favorite thing? Well, put it like this. What's your favorite word you like to use?
Ooh. I have a phrase. I don't know if I have a word.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. In the battle to win.
In the battle to win.
Yes.
I like that.
Thank you.
In the battle to win.
Yes.
Okay. What sound or noise do you like to hear the most?
Ooh, food is ready. food. I actually like the sound of a saxophone. Something that's soothing. I actually play jazz when I write my sermons.
Really?
Mostly instrumental, and I don't have any particular jazz artist. I just go to an app and put on smooth jazz. It just relaxes me.
Nice. Yeah, I like Kenny G.
Okay, yes, Kenny G is good.
Love Kenny G. What's the favorite place you like to visit?
Alabama. I love Alabama. I don't live in Alabama, but all of my family is within a 5-mile radius in our small town in Alabama. So going in for 3 or 4 days to visit with them and leaving is kind of joy.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And Alabama is, if I should say, very beautiful. I've been there before.
Yes.
Actually twice.
Okay.
I went down there for TD Jake's Manpower Conference.
Okay. Yes, okay.
And I had a blast, and I just went all over, over the place.
Yes, yes.
So Alabama.
It's some of the best golf courses anywhere, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You play golf?
I'm out there. I haven't played in recent years because of a shoulder injury, but I love trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tried it twice and stunk. I was terrible, man. Other than your current profession as a state rep, as a pastor, as a professor at Hartford Seminary, if you was able to do it all over again, what would Mr. Charlie Stallworth do?
Without doubt, a physician. Without doubt, a physician. Only recently, for a long time, I could walk in the hospital and I just want to go and take a stethoscope and go listen to somebody's heartbeat. But without a doubt, it's just another profession of helping people.
And you started off in medical school, and then
medical technology was my major when I went to college.
Wow!
And after 2 years of saying, something is not clicking here.
2 years into it.
Yeah, and I said something's just not clicking here, and so I changed my major like the next semester.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Final question: if, and we both know this, if heaven really exists, when Mr. Chocolate Thunder arrives there, what do you want to hear God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Yeah. I'm looking for God to give me a great big laugh. I mean that kind of laugh that comes from the bottom of your stomach and go, how did you like that laugh? That's what. How did you like that experience?
That's awesome, man. So, with that said, Charlie, we have concluded the interview. I'm truly, truly blessed and thankful for your willingness to come down to the studio to sit on the hot seat. Not everyone that gets invited is always willing to accept the invitation, but you right off the rip. I mean, I didn't even have to, convince you. You were like, "Let's do it. Let's make it happen."
Yes.
And we were on the phone the following day.
Yes.
And just days later, you're here, man. And
thank you so much.
I'm just really grateful to have you here. I'm grateful that it worked out. And you're just a great person, a great influential person. And you sharp, man.
Thank you. I'm trying to be like you. You're a great guy.
I wish I could turn the camera down so they could see the shoes. Them bad boys are sharp.
I'm just trying to follow your steps.
All right, man. But honored, truly honored to have you here tonight. And you're always welcome here again.
Thank you. And the honor is mine. Let me say, you're a great person, great interviewer, awesome studio and program, and awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much, Charlie. Truly appreciate the opportunity.
All
right. And for you guys that are watching, I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Really quick before we go, I just want to acknowledge some of the people that's watching. I see my cousin Christina Diaz. She's watching. Doreen Noriega. Renee Figueroa, my cousin's watching as well. My niece, Yoel, we see you, Yoel, from Evolution. Evolution, right here in the city of Bridgeport. May Franklin says, Mr. Stallworth, also known as Chocolate Thunder, is a very inspirational, compassionate gentleman. Let me put you back on the screen with me. God bless him. Great leader and representative for the 126th district. That's by May Franklin.
God bless you, May. God bless you. Thank you.
And let's see who else. Oh, Catherine Rosario says, my guy, Chocolate Thunder. And then she put a candy bar on the screen.
Cat is my girl. Cat is my girl.
She wrote, you are such a blessing.
She and Representative Rosario are the best.
And you know what? I got to ask this question as well, because a gentleman put a question out here named Jeff Byers. And this question is for you. He is asking, What's his issue with Golden Hill Pacquiao Indians?
I don't have an issue.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't have an issue. I don't know, but I would love for him to contact me so that we can have a conversation because I don't have an issue at all.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and you know what? While I continue looking at these, I'm going to put your information back on the screen so that people can see it. And it's right there. Charlie Stallworth, proudly serving Bridgeport, Connecticut, Legislative Office, Building Room 5005, Hartford, Connecticut. Your phone number, your email is right there for anyone that want to reach out to you. Also, let's see who else left any comments on here. Maria Rodriguez, who is my father's ex-wife, she's saying they can do better, and I believe that she's referring to the police department. Michael Williams is watching, Cookie Garcia, Harrison Reyes, Mary De Leon, Maria Inez, my mother's even watching as well, and so many other people that are tuning in tonight. But I'm trying to find all the different comments. I can't get to them all, but I just want to thank each and every one of you who tuned in tonight. It's been an honor, it's been a privilege to be able to broadcast from our studio into your home, into your car, through your phone, whether you're on your iPad, your iMac, or you might be watching on Facebook Watch. If you're listening to us on our podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, or whatever the case may be. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Listen, we'll be back next week, next Tuesday night, all over again with another influential person sitting on the hot seat. So I hope you guys make some time to tune in. We do this each and every Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. We try to bring you the best exclusive interviews throughout the state of Connecticut. And we try to bring you influential people like Mr. Charlie Stallworth, who is here in the studio. Big shout out to Chocolate Thunder. Thank you, brother, for coming into the studio. Thank you for sitting on the hot seat. And thank all of you guys for watching tonight. God bless you. Have a good night. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Utilize that hand sanitizer. And remember, social distancing everywhere you go. God bless and have a good night.